What's up, MetaNerdz? This breakdown will show just how unique and important the Theta-class transport barge was to the Imperial war machine. This has been around since the year 2000 in Star Wars Force Commander and brought into new canon via Star Wars Commander, but the best renders come from Fractal Sponge. Check out the links to see even more high-quality images. It is essentially a smaller version of the Y-85 Titan dropship, which is of the notable Y-series dropships including the Y-45 hauler. They map on pretty well to cheaper cost and simpler design while carrying less stuff, with the Theta right in the middle, as they could all carry not just walkers, but a wide array of materials and vehicles. There are no official stats for its size, but with this shot we see that it's about a Wookiee taller than an AT-AT, so around 25 meters or 82 feet. It has a width of 20 meters or 66 feet. We can see that the AT-AT is a tight fit, at only around 9 meters wide, which really shows just how much electrical, armor, and generators fill the walls here. And a length of 47.5 meters or 156 feet makes it about 3 dewbacks longer than a Jawa sandcrawler. To see the difference, the Y-85 Titan has 2 AT-ATs across, with plenty of servicing and all these walkable areas on the sides and in between, and this is mirrored at the back, so way more than just 4 times the volume. The most overlooked feature are these floors. They could collapse down flat if it's just carrying one enormous walker, but the height allows it to put any combo of smaller speeders, shuttles, and tanks on these racks. At the rear are a pair of medium or maybe even heavy dual laser turrets, which would be better for blowing down defenses and other vehicles, while low at the front were a pair of dual light laser ball turrets for an anti-personnel role. Each side has these long cooling exhaust circular structures, with these main exhaust tubes at the rear likely leaving a nice little mini river out the back when deployed on Tatooine, or constantly being filled with frogs and slimy slithering creatures when stationed in the deep jungles. It would have a massive power generator smartly located at the rear, with all of this storing the reactor itself and Tabana gas stores, powering everything from air conditioning to weaponry, with repulsors of the kind only seen in the other Y-series or MTT. It's often said that the heat generated from these repulsors under the MTT would kill someone, but that doesn't hold up in all depictions of it. Let's just say if it doesn't kill you instantly, the long-term effects of hanging out under a repulsor beam generator sauna can't be good for your mitochondria. And so how it works is all these blue lights at the rear are part of the repulsors that actually move it forward, while there's this whole array on the bottom that keeps it off the ground. And there's no official speed, but it's likely at around 30 kilometers per hour or 19 miles per hour, putting it around that of the Sandcrawler and MTT. The windows for the bridge blend the look of the Jawa Sandcrawler with the triangular Imperial bridge design. Theta-class barges were commonly employed to transport newly manufactured vehicles from factories to nearby landing pads for deployment, like the 2M hover tanks, MTV-7 light vehicles, and various speeder bikes and walkers. Due to the barge's limited capacity, walkers had to be stowed with their legs folded, making it so they weren't ready for immediate combat. And there was some non-negligible time for them to extend their legs and prepare for battle after being unloaded, precious times that the enemy could take advantage of. Several of them could be launched from capital ships like the ISD, and this would be a rare case of the Empire not putting all its eggs in one basket, as we see 4 of these Thetas deploying, but you could deliver just as many walkers from a single Y-85. That's usually the Imperial MO, from everything from capital ships to Death Stars. They try and pack as many things into one vessel as possible. But of course the advantage with the Theta is that if one gets shot down, you don't lose 4 walkers and all that extra personnel. Of course, that means there's more maintenance across 4 different ships, and I'm sure fuel efficiency scales with the larger transports, though the Theta does give you tactical advantages too, being able to pick out 4 different landing zones to deliver various vehicles or munitions, instead of one impossible-to-miss transport ship landing in a single place. One of the Rebels' advantages was always that they could focus their assets on a single key area, and this often worked on defense as well, since the Imps usually packed a ton of things into a single ship, be that cargo, starfighters, or other vehicles. The Empire had to defend an entire galaxy, while the Rebels can overwhelm a single target. But this does bring us to the issue of the Gazanti being able to carry 2 AT-ATs at a time, while itself only being 42 meters long, possibly being quicker, though the Gazanti is uniquely slow, but it's definitely more heavily protected with 4 retractable heavy laser cannons, 2 retractable quad laser cannon turrets, and proton torpedo launchers. It raises the question of why you would ever need the Theta. The Gazanti is shorter, maybe quicker, and more powerful, and it can carry 2 walkers at once. Well, the only thing is that as we're seeing it, it cannot carry a bunch of vehicles stacked like the Theta. But all that does is make me think, why didn't they just make a Theta-type cargo container? A specialized system with a lowering rack mechanism that could attach to the Gazanti, and then you could do the same thing, doubled without needing to make a whole new line of ships. Comment if you can think of anything else, but honestly what makes the most sense is out of universe. You'll see in comments on the page for this via Fractal Sponge that there's a comment explaining the issue of the Y-85 Titan being too big to fit into the hangar of the ISD. I've seen similar ideas and comments all over the place. I'm not sure if I'm missing something, but the CR-90 fits snug at 150 meters, and the Y-85 Titan is definitely shorter. This is such a popular claim online that I didn't check into it. It's a statement that just floats around and everybody takes for granted. I even said it in the Titan video. Measuring an estimated 75 meters long and 35 meters wide, it was so large it could not fit aboard the hangars of Imperial-class Star Destroyers. Even when in that same video, I estimated it at exactly half the CR-90, being 75 meters, so 2 of them could fit in this space, held in place via clamps like these. Of course, we only see this one clamp with the CR-90, but it would make sense to have a ton of different ones to hold a wide array of things in place. So 2 Titans, or at least 4 of these Thetas or Gazantis. So still, the clear winner is the Gazanti, but out of universe, it's just because of this addition from the Rebels TV show. Now the commenter was saying that the Theta was made just to solve the issue of the Titan not fitting in the ISD. It was first mentioned in Darksaber from 1995, and this image we get of how big it was comes from Inside the Worlds of Star Wars trilogy from 2004. So sadly, it might make more sense to just ignore the Gazanti carrying AT-ATs as just later canon additions that don't fit well with the logic of these earlier transports. It's just that these keep the walkers behind the thick hull armor of the Theta and Titan. In summary, if you want to see these 3 as options, because it is kinda cool watching the Gazantis drop off the walkers, then it is a testament to the Theta and Titan being nearly indestructible, like little armored boxes that ensure the delivery of those large, expensive, and crucial walkers, tanks, etc., safely shuttling them down to the battlefield, even in the thickest of flak and rebel fire. Meaning the Gazantis might be good for moving things around secured locations, but when planning an invasion or in the middle of battle, the Empire would have this option to go with the heavily armored transports, for their armored transports. What do you think? Comment down below. Geeky Grotto, who are having another 10% off sale on their already great low prices. As you can see, I already have a ton of their stuff. It's really high quality builds that are compatible with Legos. MOC Builds usually give you access to all sorts of builds that you can't get anywhere else, and they all come with free shipping to the United States. Check out the site, it really is fun to see all these amazing designs. All kinds of neat stuff, I'm sure you'll like something. Check them out using the link down below for an additional 10% off. Thanks again to Geeky Grotto. Please hit that like button if you appreciate lore over drama. Subscribe to see more. I have the Gazanti video coming soon. But most important of all, remember, every ship has a role to fill, and the Force will be with you, always.